Hello everyone, this is Ramyasri Ayaswamy pursuing MTech Chemical Engineering in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Without any further extension, let's get into the topic decarbonization of industrial processing using renewable energy in steel industry. These are the processes involved in steel industry starting with mining and mineral processing of iron ore. This ore now sent to agglomeration where sintering and pelletization of iron ore takes place. These particles are sent for iron making at high temperature that changes the particles from solid state to molten state. Now this molten iron is used for steel making, followed by the further processes secondary steel refining, casting of steel, rolling and shaping, heat treatment and surface finishing. Now let's get into the most interesting part of this topic is where is the carbon emission occurring from in steel industry. In steel industry, many industrial processes are involved, but some processes took the major part of carbon emission, where blast furnace took the major part. 63.7% of the carbon emission is coming from this process, which is used in iron making, and 12.2% of carbon is getting emitted in sintering and pelletizing. These are the another process involved in the carbon emission from steel industry. Moving forward, how can we use renewable energy in steel industry for decarbonization? This is the most emerging part of the today's India scenario. In blast furnace, generally it is operated at high temperature. Reduction of iron takes place by using coke. Ferrous oxide by using carbon is reduced to iron and carbon dioxide. This is the blast furnace of iron. If we replace these methods with the methods using renewable energy, we can reduce the carbon emission. The methods are direct reduced iron, where green hydrogen replaces the carbon in reduction process and produces water instead of carbon dioxide. In this process, iron is in the form of metallic iron, and this metallic iron along with some scrap steel are melted together to form molten state of iron, and this electric furnace runs on electricity that is made from renewable energy. Next, in sintering and pelletizing, coke breathes natural gas and decomposition of limestone produces carbon dioxide. Combustion of carbon and decomposition of limestone produces carbon dioxide. In pelletizing, burning of fuel also produces carbon dioxide. If we use biomass or charcoal instead of coke, we can reduce the carbon emission, and electric plasma torture to sinter can also reduce the carbon production. Using pre-calcinated limestone instead of normal limestone helps in the decomposition of limestone, which does not provide the carbon dioxide. In pelletization, we can use the solar thermal heating instead of fuel combustion, which reduces the production of carbon dioxide. This is the electric plasma torture, which can produce high temperature equivalent to lightning. This is the main part of the steel industry. Steel industry needs more and high amount of power, energy, electricity. The whole electricity needed by the steel industry is given by coal-based power plant, which uses coal to burn the coal to produce energy. This coal is burned in boiler and this boiler produces heat. Due using this heat, the steam is made, and by the steam electricity is produced. And this burning of coal releases CO2. This is the coal boiler. Whereas we can use solar and wind electricity instead of this coal based electricity, and biomass or hydrogen can be used instead of burning coal. We can use the waste heat from the steel plant to make steam. Adding batteries to stabilize renewable power, we can reduce the carbon emission. This is the electric boiler which uses solar and wind electricity. Some other industrial processes also involved in carbon emission, like in coke oven plant we can use biocake instead of coal to produce coke oven gas, and by using electric induction furnace in place of gas fired furnace in reheating and rolling mills. In mineral and mining processing, renewable energy can be used to run plants, equipment, trucks and machines, etc. For the purpose of internal transportation, we can use EV trucks, hydrogen fuel cell trucks, renewable conveyors systems. Even though the renewable energy can reduce the emission of carbon, it has some limitations to implement. Like solar and wind energy are always not available. It has some intermittency due to weather, seasonal and climatic changes. And the installation of solar and wind equipment requires more space and installation also costs high. And green hydrogen is very expensive and explosive. The storage of green hydrogen requires complex infrastructure, and it has some storage limitations and needs some high security concerns, and very careful precaution should be taken in this storage. And the efficiency produced by the process using renewable energy has some low impact comparing to the traditional method which is used by coal. And also the main drawback is most of the industries are constructed according to the usage of coal. If we want to replace that usage with renewable energy, again the industries has to be reconstructed, which is highly impossible. These are the references. Thank you.